Okay, so this is a letter from the father of the child that Pope Francis hugged when he was going around Vatican Square. And the child he had cerebral palsy. Um, but it's a beautiful letter that the father of the child wrote, I guess, in reflection of that moment. And I'll just read you. Small acts with great love, Mother Teresa was fond of saying. Yesterday, Pope Francis bestowed an extraordinary Easter blessing upon my family when he performed such an act in embracing my son Dominic, who has cerebral palsy. The embrace occurred when the Pope spied my son while touring the square packed with 250,000 pilgrims in the Pope-mobile after Mass. A tender moment, an encounter of a modern Francis with a modern Dominic, as most know, tradition holds that St. Francis and St. Dominic enjoyed an historic encounter, moved not only my family, not only those in the immediate vicinity, not only by thousands who were watching on the big screens in the square, but by the entire world. Images of this embrace quickly went viral, and by Easter Sunday afternoon it was the lead picture on the Drudge Report, with the caption, "Change hatred into love," where it remains even as I write this. Fox News, NBC Nightly News, ABC Nightly News, and CNN all showed clips of it. Lead pictures of it were found in Le Figaro, the New York Post, the Wall Street Journal, the Philadelphia Inquirer, and others. It is difficult to try to express to people who do not have special needs children, or children with chronic illnesses such as cystic fibrosis, or lupus, or whatever it may be, diabetes, any of those, what kind of untold sacrifices are demanded of us each and every day. And as for Dominic, he has already shared in Christ's cross more than I have throughout my entire life, multiplied 1,000 times over. What is the purpose in all this, I ask? Furthermore, I often tend to see my relationship with Dominic in a one-sided manner. Yes, he suffers more than me, but it's constantly me who must help him, which is how our culture often looks upon the disabled or sick, as weak, needy individuals who depend so much upon others and who contribute little, if anything, to those around them. Pope Francis's embrace of my son yesterday turns this logic completely on its head, and in its own small yet powerful way shows once again how the wisdom of the cross confounds human wisdom. Why is the whole world so moved by images of this embrace? A woman in the square, moved to tears by the embrace, perhaps answered it best when she said to my wife afterward, "You know your son is here to show people how to love." To show people how to love. This remark hit my wife as a gentle heaven-sent confirmation of what she has long suspected, that Dominic's special vocation in the world is to move people to love, to show people how to love, which I saw in my own sister, and my friend Sarah, and countless other people. They are here to teach people how to love. There is no greater love than what they gave. And I will find no greater love than what my sister could put out, for as many limitations as she had. She put out so much love. But how can a disabled person show us how to love in a way that only a disabled person can? Because cross of Christ is sweet and is of a higher order. Christ's resurrection from the cross proclaims that the love he offers us, the love that we, in our turn, are to show others, is the real reason he endured the cross in the first place. Our stony hearts are transformed into this Christ-like love and thereby empowered to change hatred into love. Only through the cross, and no one shares in this cross more intimately than the disabled or the sick. And so, the disabled and the sick become our models and our inspiration. Yes, I give much to my son Dominic, but he gives me way more. I help him stand and walk, but he shows me how to love. I feed him, but he gives me. I feed him, but he shows me how to love. I bring him to physical therapy, but he shows me how to love. I stretch his muscles and joke around with him, but he shows me how to love. I lift him in and out of his chair. I wheel him all over the place, but he shows me how to love. I give up so much time for him, but he shows me how to love. This lesson, to repeat, confounds the wisdom of the world. Heck, it confounds me when I, as his parent, so often fail to see my son's condition for what it is. The lesson my disabled son gives stands as a powerful testament to the dignity and infinite value of every human person, especially of those the world deems the weakest and most useless. Through their sharing in the folly of the cross, the disabled are, in truth, the most powerful and most productive among us. One more thing. Pope Francis's embrace of my son Dominic indicates that we should not interpret the new pontiff's expressed devotion to the poor, already a cornerstone of his pontificate. This Easter embrace of my son stands out as a compelling witness to the kind of poverty that he urges us to adopt, the poverty that he pointed out in the opening line of his Easter message yesterday. I would like the message of Christ's resurrection to go out to every house and every family, especially where suffering is greatest. Parents of disabled or sick children, stand up and find solace and encouragement in these simple yet profound words. And I thought that was really well written. I thought it was just really, really beautifully written. And just, my sister was just like that. You know, she had a lot of limitations, and a lot of people really didn't understand her or think that she could offer much, but she had so much love in her heart, and she gave so many people so much joy, and she never once complained. So I feel like she really was a version of Christ on earth. I know that sounds crazy, but so much of what she had to endure and things like that, I feel like, you know, she was a messenger of his. Same way with Sarah, and same way with everybody that I've encountered that has disabilities and sicknesses, and that's why I stand up for them and are their champions. And I have a disability myself, but I feel like I haven't gotten to the point where I can truly say, you know, I'm in the place where I really truly, I'm in that point where my sister was, because I don't think anybody but a few people, well, actually a lot of people that are suffering in silence, I don't think that, you know, the love they have and the place that they're in their life, I think few people can really reach. So, it's just, I don't know, a friend gave this to me to read, and I was shocked, you know, I just was blown away by the words, and a lot of people that have lost their children and that were sick and whatever, it just, the words hit home, and it felt true to me. So it's really a beautiful message that that particular father wrote. I think their purpose in life is to love and to show love, and without bounds and without limits, and that's far greater than any intellectual property that they may have possessed or anything that they could have given the world. And you should not see your child as a sacrifice. You should see them as something, a gift that God bestowed upon you, and not as a sacrifice, because